This is one of those projects I started and then decided maybe I should record it. I don't know. So this is a 2005 Suzuki Eiger LTF 400. It's the eye of the Eiger. Well, I use this thing to plow, and I noticed when I changed out my winch, my worn winch that worn out with this here Badlands 2500, Johnny, that the front bumper, if you call it that, it was pretty bad. And that's where the winch mounts. There's a plate. There's a plate that goes here and the winch mount goes on it. So this winch plate mounted here holds the winch in place. And yeah, really bad place to mount a winch. Probably the weakest part of this entire four-wheeler. So just rusted, crusted, and it died. So I have to make something. I put this in place while I'm mocking up some stuff, but this is a piece of metal that I got off of a trailer, actually. This thing here, probably hard to see what this is. I fabricated. This was like the first thing I've ever fabricated while welding. I'm also not a professional welder, no expert there, but this is what's called a box grater or a box blade. And you can see it's actually twisted because I caught a stump with it and it bent the crap out of it. These bars slide in here. And these are adjustable height-wise. This whole thing's adjustable, actually. If you guys watch Dig Drive DIY, he's got a couple of these, but he's bought them and they're very expensive. So I was like, I could make one. I have a trailer that I can't get a damn title for. I mean, I probably could have got a title for it, but the guy that has the title, because he's also the same guy I got the four-wheeler from. Now, I got this Suzuki for free because it sat in the woods literally for 10 years. No joke, 10 years in the woods with 400, I think it had 400 miles on it. It's got 813 on it now. With this whole side of the motor exposed to the elements, filled with water, all kinds of crap, ice, you name it. 10 years out in the woods because it needed a stator. And, you know, the stator went at 400 miles. For the previous original owner, and long story short, this guy wound up getting this thing for free, sat in his woods. I saw it. I was doing some work at his house. I saw it and I was like, hey, what's up with that four-wheeler out there? Looks like it's in decent shape. And he kind of explained, it needed some parts and it's been sitting. He's like, I got all the parts somewhere in a box, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what, you can take it if you want it. So I was like, all right, cool. I took it. Brought it home. He even gave me a little trailer that goes with it. So I bought the trailer because he had the title for that, but didn't have a title for the four-wheeler. So I was like, whatever. I'm not, I don't plan to go out in the woods with this or anything. So I'll take it and see if I can fix it and get it working. And what I did was wound up going online and getting a diagram of all the engine stuff and all that crap. And I wound up putting it all back together piece by piece and ordering all the pieces off of eBay because we couldn't find the box of parts that had been in the box sitting somewhere in this guy's garage for eons. So, I mean, it cost me, I forget what it cost me. It was probably under $1,000. Yeah, I think it was actually about $750 to get all the pieces I needed and get this four-wheeler put back together. So got it running and was just blown away that I got it running because I'm not a four-wheeler mechanic. I don't know. Some kind of savant maybe. Idiot savant. I just looked at the diagrams for things and the parts blowout and all that stuff, and I mean, you're talking little tiny gears and little like cams and all kinds of weird crap. I couldn't even tell you the name for half the stuff. I didn't even have the recoil starter for it. I had to get that. So whole left side of this motor, technically the right side of the motor, had to be rebuilt. And this is before I was making YouTube. I wish I had recorded that process because that was pretty cool. And then I made a little ditty about about bringing a Suzuki Eiger back to life.
It's the Suzuki Eiger that I brought back to life. It's sat rusting outside for a long time. All of the parts got thrown out by Bob's wife, but that's alright, it's running just fine. Suzuki Eiger.
And anyway, so I think that made the guy a little butthurt that I, got this thing running and got it for free. So when I paid, I think $400 for a trailer that had no title, I just assumed I'd be able to get the title for it. He'd get it for me, yada yada. He kept saying he would. Anyway, he never did. So I had that trailer for I don't know how many years sitting in my driveway. I'd look at it, I'd want to use it, and he would say something like, "Oh, I'll get it," blah blah blah. And I would text him or call him every so often. Long story short, I said fuck it, and I took that trailer and I made this box blade out of the trailer. Obviously, I didn't, use strong enough parts that wouldn't bend. I do have a video of that. Maybe I'll put that in here. And it bent, whatever. So I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix the box blade I made. But I've got all this extra metal laying around. And why not use it? So also this sheet of metal here, this stuff is 3/16. This was the floor of that trailer. And this is really good metal. And I have it mounted up here so it won't fall on me. Oh, shit. Oh, that could have been bad. But, that's some good metal. I don't want to get rid of that. It makes for, stuff I can use. Like this was one of the side rails. I think there was about 6 or 8 of these. I think there was 8. Got some square stock I can use for different things. And I even have, those were the ramps that went on the back. They folded down. They were hinged. This type of stuff. I saved all of it because I plan to use it. Getting some use out of the trailer. Whatever. Did I spend a lot of money on the trailer that I can't use? Yeah. So anyway, I started repairing this. I took this apart because it's very cracked. It's very broken. You can't get these anywhere. And the ones, I did find one on eBay and it was in the same condition. I'm like, and it was $200. Just like, why? Why are you selling that? You should be giving it away. Like, you should be paying someone to take that off your hands. Like, I'm not going to sell this thing. There's nothing I can do with it. Actually, what I will do is I'll probably cut some of this off. I'll still use this upper piece. I'm hoping just to use this upper piece. Because what I'm planning on doing, and I started my CAD drawing here, is making, now like I said, I bolted this plate in place. This is the mount for my plow. Now this is why I'm fixing this whole thing, because I mounted this to the bumper thinking, oh, if the winch is on it, it should be strong enough to hold the weight of the plow and not be a problem. But obviously it's become a problem and it did not like it one bit. So, I mean, rusting out probably didn't help, but I mean, if it was in brand new, excellent condition, it might have been okay. But anyway, so now I plan to weld this bracket, which does bolt directly to the frame. I want to weld this bracket to this bracket, and I'm going to put a couple, where did that go? A couple of gussets on the back side here. Probably hard to see with this lighting, but so you get the idea. I'll put a gusset on the back of that on both sides. And then that thing will be bolted to the frame. And then this, I plan to take some of that sheet metal, that 3/16 sheet metal, which should be big enough for this. I plan to make 2 of these. And what this will do is allow me to sandwich the winch plate roughly in here. Right about in there somewhere. I've got to figure that out because I need the winch to be able to stick out past this side of this one. But anyway, that'll give me something to mount the winch plate to. And I'll wind up doing some gussets. And this will actually fold. Well, I'll put it on this side for now. But this, I want them to fold over so they touch at the top here. And this will stick out, which will allow me then to hopefully take this upper part, the part that's in my hand, off, because that mounts to the top rack and holds the whole front end from moving up and down. So with that bar, I'm hoping I can weld that to here, the very top of that. And I think that'll give plenty of structure and good mounting location for everything. Winch, plow, and the upper bumper on this thing. Dang it. So if you're interested in seeing what I do and how I do that, so stick around and watch me figure out how to fabricate a bumper for a ATV. Ought to be a good time. Oh, shit. This is fucking heavy. Well, that's the basic idea. I'll cut this out and make it round. One more to go. Who needs a plasma table? So I've just got them sandwiched together, and what I'll do is take a flap disc and try to shape them so they're both the same. Anything I can do, you can do better. You can do anything better than me. You can do anything better than me. Listen, I don't ask for a lot, but if you could just subscriptionalize yourself, that'd be great. Hit me up with a thumbs up, a like down there. That'd be real dope. Well, that's a lot of grinding. This is going to be beefcake. Bend these top pieces over. So that's here. I want to bend here. So this thing mounted like this up here. So I plan to just reuse this U shape. Now I don't have a pipe bender, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I can work with the flat stock easier than this pipe crap. And I don't feel like buying anything. So I'm trying to also do this on the cheap. Alright, so that pipe comes right about below that, so probably get away with going right to the end. Well, I should have shortened that up a little bit. Should have made my bend a little bit lower. Well, I wanted to keep that bend on there, but I don't think that's going to work out. Yeah, that's much better. Just trying to figure out where I like this angle of this thing. This bracket for the winch. I would like it as far forward as I can, but the way the motor sits, it sticks out past on that side. So I've got to come down and back. So I just marked the 2 holes of where this bracket will sit, and I'll drill these 2 holes and then mirror it again on here. Hopefully I lined them up right. Oh yeah. I'm going to throw the bolts back in real quick. That is going to work pretty dang nice. See how the motor sticks out? I needed that to clear. Otherwise, this would have been a little bit more forward. But it's a lot more higher and better position than it was. I don't have a video or picture of that. But it was farther below. It was down farther. Probably about, like this was probably right about in here. So this will give me a little bit more leverage with the plow going up and down. So I'm actually excited about that. This is going to be a little better. Obviously a little beefier too, because that crappy tube that comes with this thing. Alright, so what I'll do then is this will get attached. I'll weld this to this plate. This plate will get welded underneath. And this will be removable if I ever need to, whatever reason, pull this off. Hopefully never. I can, if need be. The other thing is I'll put a piece of angle iron right in the front. So I'll have a piece going across the top of this. Give that some support. There is a support bar that comes from up top here, off of the frame, and I'll weld that to here. So it'll get some more structure. And I'll probably even put some gussets on the inside from this plate to the new plate, and that'll give it even more structure. And if I'm feeling frisky, I might put another bar or something right here. I mean, they ain't the prettiest welds, but they'll do, pig. That'll do. I eyeballed that too. That's pretty good for whatever. You guys don't care. Just need 2 more gussets, and that's about it. I gotta get 2 like that. Yeah, let me make that white. Although, it's gonna hold junk and snow, won't it? Won't it? It sure will, mister. I'll cut that corner just a piece, Mo. So I cut the corner pretty big so that it can let junk fall out. You'll see in a minute. It's supposed to be 50 degrees today, so I want to get this done so I can paint this thing. I hope to paint this thing. Yeah, I think something across the top of that. Yeah, I can make that work, I think. Just so you know what I'm using. Hello?
Oh, you're always fixing something.
As per usual. See you, bye. Now, where was I? What it was I was be doing. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Damn it. Hasn't done this whole time. Try that. This is gonna get old real quick. Real quick. Don't make me plug in the generator. I'll do it. So annoying. Been going this whole time without doing the fuse. And now the fuse is blowing. Well, it's about to get real loud up in here. Wow, that wire, that Lincoln flux core wire is so much better than the Vulcan wire. The welding is so much, I don't know. Obviously it keeps tripping the breaker, but this wire sucks. Pay a little bit more for something, but it's going to work so much better. Those things, it was a little bit of welding I just did, took me no time at all. I got that stuff at Lowe's because it was close. There's a lot less splatter. It's a lot cleaner. Pretty awesome. Well, I gotta test fit this because I gotta cut some stuff. I can tell already. This is gonna be way more beefcake than that stock thing was up here. Beefcake, built by Mock Meathead. I gotta get an upright from this bolt over to here. And same thing on the opposite side. So that way we've got some point of attachment here. And then I just gotta cut that other piece and mount that up top here. And then take it all apart, deslag, and paint. So these originally were part of that other frame. They mounted in there like so, but they faced up originally, and then this little bar mounted, let's see if I can get that around, which I could not unscrew because there's a stupid Phillips head screw in the front plastics that held this stuff together. I think I'd actually rather use a piece of dangle iron. Cool. Cool. This thing is frickin' beef, dude. So I got this piece cut off of the old thing. I had to patch some holes. It's ugly. I don't care. Got it bolted in. I'm just going to actually weld it right to this bar. And I've left these long here because I have some lights that I think might work out. I want to put them on, so I wanted a mounting tab. Hopefully when I'm mounting the plow, I'm not cutting my head on that, because that would suck. So I'll have to keep an eye on that crap. Nice. Ting. Cool. I'm going to go clean this up and give her a paint job. All right. Got a fresh coat of paint on here. Notice I didn't say a nice fresh coat of paint. I just said a fresh coat. So you'll see here in a minute, there is a design flaw here, and that design flaw is that the fair lead on the winch sits back past those plates that I made, And if you're planning to use this winch for recovery and you have a side angle pull, you might wind up rubbing your cable, or in my case a strap, on the sides of those plates that I made. So is that critically fatal to this design? For me, no, it's not, because I don't plan to use this thing for recovering. I'm using it solely for a winch plow. However, if I decide to change that, I can in the future add a front fairly plate to the front of those plates that I made, and then my fairlead will stick out past all of it. But to me, it's not really critical and crucial to do for my application. It may be for yours. Wow, I got so close with that motor. Whew. Barely get my finger through there. That's cool. There we go, now I can free spool. I don't know why I couldn't pull it out before. That still worked good. Seems pretty solid to me. Next thing I'm gonna need, eventually, probably next winter, new tires. These tires suck. You know, I guess I shouldn't say I'm not an expert, but I'm not an expert. But I have done some fabrication stuff. I think the first thing I did was actually I'll show you guys this. This is pretty cool. So everybody says to use a PVC pipe when you're, plowing gravel driveways. I tried that. The pipe just like shattered into a million pieces. I welded a pipe onto some angle iron and replaced the consumable blade that goes on this Kolpin plow, Amazon special. Actually pretty nice. I really like this little plow. But you can see the pipe I welded to a piece of angle iron. And that actually works really well for plowing stone. So you still do get some stones in spots, but it's not crazy. It's not like it used to be when it was just a metal blade. So, any hooter, getting sidetracked. Doing what I do best, get sidetracked. So I guess my point in being sidetracked is that I have welded some shit. I'm just not an expert, that's all. Also, if you want to plow your yard a little bit for your dog, that bar works really well. Except for when you're plowing through doggy doo-doo and you get dog poop on your plow. And then you touch it when you're hooking the plow back up. Alright. Can we free spool again? Free spooling. Yeah. There it is. What a pain. Alright. Let's give her the old college try here. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. It goes a lot higher now, too. That's awesome. That actually worked out really nice. The thing I made isn't bouncing around, just where this thing mounts. So that's awesome. I'm gonna call this a win. Cool. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a good time. And the camera.
Finishing up.
Yeah, I just gotta tell people to hit the damn like button. Hit the damn like button. And subscriptionalize yourself.
How many times can you hit the like button?
Well, for every video.
Yeah.
Hit it a bunch of times. Hit it and then unhit it and then hit it and then hit it again. Yeah, buy me a damn coffee. You think I work for free?